All right, next up, we have someone who, I mean, this voicemail is honestly kind of a mess. They talk about being the head bear stuffer at Build-A-Bear Workshop, but that has nothing to do with the call because they got a different job and started stealing jewelry, and that had nothing to do with Build-A-Bear. So I guess they're just proud of the Build-A-Bear thing. Maybe trying to use that to make them seem like a better person. I don't judge. I don't care if you worked at Build-A-Bear. And in fact, I haven't been to Build-A-Bear in probably 20 years. So, like, I don't care, you know? But let's listen in.
Hey, Goblin. So let's talk about things that I got away with that I shouldn't have, that taught me a lot about who I am as a person.
Okay.
So when I was 18, I worked at the mall.
This guy really reflected on this shit, dude. When I worked at the mall, I would just take a bunch of Xanax and pass out in the bathtub display. And then just go buy vape juice at the fucking smoke shop 2 doors down. And, like, that was my life. This guy, I never reflected on that. This guy's, you know, he clearly did.
You know, typical 18-year-old needed some kind of money, so found a retail job.
Okay.
Worked at Build-A-Bear for a little bit. Fucking hated that. Had stuffed bears. I was officially the head bear stuffer while there for about a year. But that's not the point. The point
I wonder if head bear stuff, like, do you get a 401k and, like, some benefits with that? Or, like, what's head bear stuffer getting? Is that just manager?
is when I left that, found another retail job at the mall at a place where I made jewelry. Did, like, watch repairs, little things like that. And it was a pretty chill job. Kind of just watching Netflix on my phone the whole day. Every blue moon, someone would come in for, like, a battery change, a band switch, something like that. So it was a really chill job.
Now, what I remember about watch repair places in the mall is they will steal the genuine parts out of your watch and swap, like, shitty stuff in. There was a watch repair place in the mall when I was younger, and I had a couple friends who, like, they didn't have Rolexes or anything, but they just had, like, normal cheap watches. And, bro, you'd bring it in there. It was always sketchy. They always would take, like, a month to repair your shit, and you get it back, and, like, it just wasn't. It was weird. And if you went and read the reviews, they're closed down now. I think the whole mall is dead as fuck now. But if you went online and read their Google reviews, it was insane. Like, they had like a 2.4-star rating, and they were running that shit for probably a decade, dude. So this might be the dickhead who was stealing the fucking dial on my watch,
Watched
dude.
Netflix like the whole 2 years I was there, but towards the end, started realizing there was like no one ever there, and we had this safe in the back that was kind of like all the returns and jewelry pickups that people were supposed to come get. So when I finished a job, I'd put it in the safe. And over the year, I noticed there was a lot of stuff that kept going in that safe that never, ever left the safe. So I think you can kind of guess where this is going. And towards the end of my stay there, I started realizing that it was really easy to take out watches and chains and rings out of that safe that had been there for maybe like a year or two that no one ever would come and pick up, or maybe they died. I don't know.
That's kind of morbid, dude. I mean, theft from the employer is one of the sketchiest crimes that you can commit because they know exactly who you are. Like, once they catch you doing it, you're fucked. If you steal in a lot of other circumstances, you know, there's still the element of like, okay, well, the person you stole from might not know who did it. Like, they might not know who you are. Even if they have like a camera, you know, video of you doing it, they might not know who you are. But when you steal from your employer, you're just fucked. And that's why it's something I never really did when I was younger on like a large scale or anything like that. I mean, I remember when I worked at Jewel, oh, dude, I stole alcohol out of there while I was at work. I would steal like, you know, I'd sometimes grab a little snack on my way to the break room or out the door, just grab some shit off the shelf. I stocked shelves, so it made it really easy. But I never like had some grand scheme where I was pawning the shit from the safe at my workplace. Like, that's next level. At one point, when I worked at the Lexus dealership, I was working the cash register for a bit, and surprisingly, people would come in and buy cars with large amounts of cash pretty often. There's one time some guy came and he brought like tens of thousands of dollars in cash, and it took us all hours to count that shit. And that was one of the days I was most tempted. I was like, yeah, I could take this right now, go get a tent, live in the woods for a year till everything dies down, fucking have this big stack of cash. Thank God I didn't do that.
And yeah, over the course of that, towards the end of that 2-year stint there, I probably took about $30,000-$40,000 worth of jewelry out of the safe.
Oh my God.
And, took it to a pawn shop.
Brother.
And boy was smoking good for the rest of college off of that. not really the best case of use of that money, but got me through a lot of cold nights, got me through a lot of those late classes. So yeah, something I should not have gotten away with. Think about it a lot. Managed to steal a lot of money from a jewelry store I worked at when I was 18, and never looked back. Never stolen.
This is the kind of thing that would genuinely burn a hole in my brain for a long time. I would be tweaking about this for so long. I mean, we're about to call this guy right now, but I would genuinely be tripping. It sounds like he is, too. I mean, he says himself that this is on his mind often. So, can't blame him. Head bear stuffer, dude. Turn to crime. Build-A-Bear doesn't pay enough money, dude. This economy's all fucked up. Shit's cooked out here, dude. You better pick up, buddy. You better pick up, dude. He's back stuffing bears.
Please leave.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. We won't. All right. We'll send him a message. Let's see if he's free in a minute. This is a new method I use. I text people when they miss the call to see if they'll then be free for the call later. Well, all right, let's see if this guy texts me back, dude. And if not, we're going to fucking... All right. I'm going to say his phone number out loud, dude. 1,000 likes on this episode. No, we're going to get 1,000. No, it needs to be a little higher than that. No, 2,000 likes on this episode, and I'm just posting this guy's shit. Like, just outright on Twitter. All right, well, next up, I have great news, though. The head bear stuffer at Build-A-Bear has just replied to my text. So we're going to go ahead and ring him up. The lead bear stuffer, dude.
Hello.
Yo, I heard you're the fucking lead bear stuffer at Build-A-Bear, yeah?
Yes, sir. This is true. Well, ex lead bear stuffer.
Wow. Well, you're on the Gobcast. You mind being recorded?
Not at all.
I'm kind of intrigued by your voicemail, dude. I listened through it. First and foremost, I have a question about being a head bear stuffer at Build-A-Bear. Is that was that like a real promotion or just something they made you go do? Like, were you like getting more money for that?
No, yeah. So not even joking. When I first started there, I was, I don't even remember the term for it, but I was the dude who dressed up your bear. So someone else stuffed it, and then you came to me, and I would help you pick out the outfit, the shoes. I'm there to upsell you, really get you to spend your mom's hard-earned Christmas money dressing the bear, and I got really good at that. And so they wanted me to start that upsell process at the bear stuffing so you could do like the voice recorded memos and shit. So it was a legit promotion, and it came with a nickel raise, 5 cents an hour.
No. Wait, the way you just described this has just blown my mind, though, because you sound like a fucking used car salesman talking
That's
about
what
selling
they kind of were
bears.
training you to be.
What the fuck?
I think there's a direct pipeline from Build-A-Bear to like Honda or Ford, where they really teach you how to like find the little ways to get the bells and whistles and convince you that your mom might not love you enough if she doesn't spend that extra money on the Honda.
So wait, management is encouraging you to upsell at every stage of the process at Build-A-Bear?
You have quotas. This is back
There's
in
quotas at
2011.
Build-A-Bear?
I had a quota
Shut the
for how
fuck
many
up.
shoes and items I sold.
There's no way, Build-A-Bear. Dude, that's actually unfucking believable. You're just a really aggressive, like, fucking pyramid scheme salesman, except, like, all the recipients of your pitch have their children hostage in this sales pitch. Like, that's actually very fucked up when you think about it.
Where it's like, the kid starts getting shoes, and they remind you to, like, hey, if you see a kid get shoes, remind them that, well, you really need socks. So that way they get the socks underneath the shoes. If the bear starts putting on pants, you can remind them that, like, you need the underwear to go underneath the pants. It was ridiculous.
Oh my God. Did you ever, like, really have to manipulate a kid's emotions to close that sale?
I would do a lot of just, like, telling them how sick their thing looked. Or, like, especially with boys. Boys were kind of like, you could tell them, like, their thing needed an accessory, right? Like a football or a glove. And if he's getting the glove, like, because he's a baseball kid, well, he's got to get the bat and the ball and the glove.
Of
my favorite
course.
thing to actually manipulate were the high school kids who were coming in to like try to like impress their sweetheart, right?
Ooh.
So like, oh, it's date night. You take her to the mall. You maybe saw a movie at the mall, and now you walk by Build-A-Bear. And it's like, I'm a high schooler at this point. I'm 18. I'm broke too. I make $100 a week. It's no living.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to get the kid who came in and like would pick out like the $12 teddy bear for his girl, and then try to like flirt with the girl and tell her how cool it would look if he spent all his extra money on like the accessories and dressing it up.
Oh yeah, that was probably effective, huh?
Yeah, because I was kind of bitter that, like, it's Friday night, I'm at Build-A-Bear making no money, got to stuff this bear, and you're in here with a fine honey dressing it up. I'm going to make it cost some money.
Wow. I mean, it sounds like you should have just gone into sales, dude. How did you end up stealing fucking jewelry out of a safe at your next job? Like, what?
Well, that's what led me. I actually got recruited by the jewelry store.
Oh, they came and so they saw you hustling at Build-A-Bear, and they're like, dude, we see your talent. Like, you got to come over to jewelry.
Yeah, they're like, do you like watches? Do you want to come sell some watches and chains? And, like, it was one of the – so, you know, like, the rinky-dink old mall on the other side of town? And, like, in the middle of that mall near the food court, there's, like, a jewelry kiosk store.
Yes.
It just kind of has a couple, like, Indian dudes in it.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, I used to work in the mall ecosystem when I worked at Bath Planet selling bathtubs. I get it. 100%.
Yeah,
yes.
So I got recruited by those Indian dudes to come like sling stuff out of their store.
Interesting career shift from Build-A-Bear.
Oh yeah. It was definitely a step up on the Ritz, you know. I felt like I had maybe started making my way to the high life. You know, I went from $12 bears to $150 Casio watches. It was levels to it, you know?
Were you making more money too? Like, what was the pay structure on this job?
Yeah, so when I was at Build-A-Bear, I left Build-A-Bear. I want to say I was making $7.35 an hour.
Oh, that's fucked.
And I started at the jewelry store. My dude, they said, hey, come work for us. We'll give you a raise, $8.50. $8.50 an hour. Suddenly, I could go out on the weekend.
Let's
a little
go.
bit of fun money. It was fun money, if you know what I mean. I could smoke a little doobie on a Saturday. So I was there.
Wait, how long ago was this though? Like, what was the buying power of that $8 an hour? Like,
so this was back in 2012.
Oh yeah, we're outside.
We're outside.
America
I'm working
was
a
still a
Friday
country.
and I'm buying a
Oh
video game.
yeah. Okay, fuck yeah. So
It was cush. You could see why I jumped on it.
yeah, $8.50 in 2012, dude. You're hooping. You're hooping.
Let me just say, when the boys wanted to go out to Taco Bell, I bought.
That shit is
boy,
on you, dude.
Did I start getting more friends that year?
So the $8.50 evidently was not enough though, because you stole tens of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry from the safe.
So that was the slippery slope. And what had happened was, initially, you know, I started making a little money. I started feeling a little good. And I'm like, you know, someone like me, a playboy, I need a little jewelry myself, but I'm still broke, right?
Okay.
And, like, we had this part in the safe. And, like, I had to go in and out of the safe all the time because that's where when I finish a repair, you put it in there until the customer comes and picks it up, right?
Yep.
And then there's, like, a back part of the safe that is for, like, hey, this customer hasn't been here in, like, 6 months. Maybe they're on vacation. Maybe who knows what. And a couple of times I started realizing that, like, I had been there, like, 7 months, and, like, half that shit had never been touched. So I was like, okay, these people are, like, gone. Started digging through it one day and noticed that, like, some of this shit has been in here for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. This person doesn't know they have it. And, like, I wasn't trying to steal it at first. I was just like, let me borrow this to wear it out on a Friday night.
You would just slide it back in after going out?
I wanted to feel like Big Pimp.
So you didn't even start with malicious intent.
And I took a bracelet. You know, I wore them.
Uh-huh.
Everyone complimented me. I felt like I was finally made it. The money was finally mine. If I could just envision it, it was kind of like a fake it till you make it kind of idea.
Yep.
But I kind of forgot to return it. And a couple weeks later, I really wanted to get high and realized that I just had this extra gold jewelry with me. So I pawned it. And it was like, I don't know, $1,200, $1,500 bucks. It wasn't crazy because I didn't take anything big. You know, I took like a little tiny dainty chain.
But that's a
Just
lot of
case.
money still. Like $1,200 to $1,500 is a lot of cash, especially if you're just trying to get high.
Back in 2012, it was a new pair of shoes. It was a new pair of tires on the car. You know what I mean? Like, I was good.
Mhm.
But then that was just like way too easy, way too quick, and I realized that like no one had ever noticed it. So I kind of I picked my times. I went through the returns. I identified items that people had probably died. You know, there's a reason it's been here 4 years plus. And over the next like 6 months before I moved away, because it was like I was also in my small shitty town and I was about to move anyways.
Mhm.
So like right before I left, I kind of just made sure I had plenty of pocket money because I noticed that no one noticed anything ever.
Oh, dude, I would have cleaned that safe out.
I just, I don't want to say that I did, but I know that I took at least a couple of really nice items that for a while I didn't work when I moved. I was just kind of a bum who smoked. It was great.
What was the single largest amount you took at once out of the safe, like approximately, if you had to say?
It was a single item, and it was a
shit.
like solid gold necklace, right? But it wasn't like a chain.
Okay.
It's really weird because instead of being like chain links, it was just like someone had hammered a gold bar into a wearable thing. And then down in the center of it, it just had one fat fucking diamond. And
shit.
I did manage to sell that to another jewelry store down the road. I don't remember exactly, but I know it was over 12.
12,000?
Yeah.
What? Brother, how are you not in prison?
You know, I thank God every day for the mistakes I made as a young adult that I have not yet had to pay the consequences yet of. So,
I mean, dude, this happened in 2012. You're chilling. You're
I think there's like
chilling.
statutes of limitations. You know what I mean?
You're far beyond that. Yeah, the only time statute of limitations doesn't expire is like when you fucking kill somebody. Like stealing this neck. No, you're good, bro. You're home free. You were home free before COVID even hit. Like you're chilling, dude.
Blessings.
Wow. So you're stealing all this. At any point, were you thinking like I'm about to get caught, or like this one was too much, or like were you always just smooth sailing?
No, that's why I fucking stopped, because like it got to the point where like I'm sitting there fucking chewing my fingernails every day at work going, this is the day. This is the day. And like looking back at it, there was never like they had zero fucking clue. Like it was like the owners didn't pay attention to shit there. I'm pretty sure it was a money laundering operation or some weird thing, right? Because like they didn't pay attention to half the shit going on anyways.
Yeah.
And they definitely never checked this like back returns thing. But like I was panicking all the fucking time. I started like, you know, you start chain smoking cigarettes every 10 minutes, you know, every time you're allowed to go outside because you're like, maybe today, maybe the day, you know. Oh, we hear the boss is coming in later. Oh shit. Oh, what's it gonna be about? Does he know? Does he know? But yeah, nothing ever happened.
Wow, you hit the greatest heist, dude. I guess if I want to go steal some jewelry, I shouldn't rob the store. I should just go work for the mall stand.
Yeah, go work for the mall stand with the owner who lives overseas that's never there, and you want a manager who's 2 years older than you, also some slubby 20, 21-year-old who's just trying to fucking pay his bills.
Damn, you think he was ever doing that shit too?
You got to imagine that I could not have been the only one. I think it might have been one of those things where like everyone had their own little thing going on there that as long as no one saw the other person, it was all good.
Yeah, everyone's just pillaging from that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, well, you know, I appreciate you calling in and sharing, and I'm really glad you got away with it successfully because, I mean, coming up on 12 grand in one piece is kind of disgusting when you really think about it. And
yeah, I got to say, it's been a pleasure getting this off my chest. It's been weighing on me, not too heavily, but from time to time I do think about it. And it's one of those things I'm not too proud that I did.
Yep.
You know, so it feels good. It feels good to talk it out.
Did those guys ever, like, after you quit, did they ever contact you again? Have you ever had to speak to them about, or like, no?
I did get an email like 3 years later that was saying that they wanted to talk to me, and I just ignored the fuck out of it. So I didn't know if that was like, could have been related to that.
Oh, God. No. What else
But
could
I
it
had
have
moved at
been?
that
I mean,
I had moved, I was in another state, what are they going to do?
dude, what if they what if there's like a warrant in your home state?
I'll just never go back, man. That's always been the goal, right?
True. Fuck yeah. Well, you know what? I appreciate you calling in and sharing, and honestly, I also appreciate you shining a light on the Build-A-Bear racket, because that's something I've never heard about. I didn't realize it was a sales job like that.
You should start investigating how there's still so many Build-A-Bears and what kind of profit they're claiming to return year over year. And then you should go to your local mall. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. There's no one there.
Do you think they're doing something dirty?
I think them, Bed Bath & Beyond, and Long John Silver's are all in on it together.
All right, I can agree with you on Build-A-Bear. Bed Bath & Beyond, I actually reject. My entire all my aunts go there a lot, dude. They spend a lot of money in there. They spend a lot of money in there, dude. It's an anti-store.
All right, we'll let it slide for now, but Mattress Firm needs to be investigated.
For sure. Long John Silver's is kind of good, too. Like, if you haven't tried it, honestly, I used to be a hater until I tried it, and I'm not a hater anymore.
I'll give it a second opinion. You've convinced me.
It's not bad, dude. I'm telling you, the Hush Puppies are decent. It's not bad. I've eaten worse, dude. I mean, honestly, I'd say like fucking Jack in the Box is worse.
Are you a tartar sauce enjoyer?
Yeah.
How do you feel about like mayo with no relish in it? So it's just regular plain old mayo.
I mean, that's cool depending on the context. I don't know. I mean, I guess.
Would you consider aioli a real sauce?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
probably. I'd say.
Okay. All right.
Why would you not? Is it not a real sauce?
No, you just tell a lot about a man based on if he considers mayo a real condiment or not. And it's wide variations like tartar sauce and aioli.
Well, I mean, I think, mayo is a component of many things, and it can also stand on its own legs. So that's what's so special about it.
Yeah, it's very wise.
I appreciate that. Well, thanks for calling in, and hopefully your employer never watches today's episode. Your past employer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
That guy needs to go work at a car dealership, dude. He is seasoned for it. And also, I love that guy was talking about how he got recruited at the Build-A-Bear workshop in the mall to go work at the stand. Because, dude, I'm telling y'all right now, working in a mall, the malls are their own ecosystems. They are their own bubbles. It is a cutthroat environment, and the businesses will scalp employees from each other at the mall. The amount of times that I got approached for different random sales jobs when I worked in a mall was unfucking believable. It was insane. They hustle in the mall. A lot of those jobs are commissioned, but I guess I just never thought about the economics of Build-A-Bear and it being a sales job, but that makes sense when he put it together. Trying to upsell on all the, accessories for the bear and for the boys, he would upsell the sports things like, oh, he needs a baseball bat, but wait, he needs a ball and a fucking glove too. Like, now he needs a baseball hat and a baseball jersey, that's 5 accessories. Like, what a hustle. Holy shit. That's just like the equivalent of like some guy probably sat down. He probably worked for 20 years at a car dealership. He sat down. He's like, how can I open a car dealership for children? And he sat and thought about it. He's like, I can't sell them cars they can't drive yet. Fucking teddy bears, and just ran it up. What a brilliant hustle that is, actually.